Yeah, hi, good day everyone. My name is Sir Jerry of Maypao High School. And today, I'm going to give you some tips on how to pass the accreditation and equivalency test. So, on March 1, magkakaroon na ng ANE test. This is our second year after the pandemic era. No, ngayon ay magbibigay ako ng sample questions, mga tips kung paano sasagutan yung mga tanong ng accreditation at equivalency test. Bago yan, pag-usapan muna natin kung ano ang ANE. It is designed to measure what you have learned in school and of course in life. No, this ANE focuses more on understanding, comprehension, critical thinking, real life application, not just memorization. No, hindi ka papasa kung nagme-memorize ka lang, dapat naiintindihan. Advance congratulations. You just need the right preparation. Tip number 1 na bibigay ko ay train your reading comprehension. No? Kailangan naiintindihan mo. Hindi lang marunong magbasa, dapat naiintindihan mo kung ano yung binabasa mo. Most question require you to understand what you've read. No? So, you need to practice every day, lalo sa mga merong social media, merong mga Facebook, Instagram, mga X, mga Twitter, ganyan. Ang gagawin nyo, magbabasa kayo ng article, ng mga news, tapos tatanungin nyo what is the main idea of that particular article, what happened, saan nangyari, what is the message or the lesson, yun. Because the more you read, the faster and clearer your mind will understand. That's tip number 1, magbasa. Tip number 2, you need to read the question first. Yun ang ginagawa ko. Mamaya bibigyan ko kayo ng sample about this. Tip number 2. Pag meron kayo nakitang long passage, kwento, long story, huwag kayong magpanic. You have to read the question first. Alam kung ano nga hanapin mo sa kwento. Then go back to the passage and find the answer there. Wag manghuhula. Bigyan ko kayo ng sample dyan. So, let's read. Yan, medyo nakita ninyo. Aldrin, confidently, medyo mahaba siya. So, mahaba siya. Basahin muna natin ang tanong. The question is, this is item number 4 sa LS1. What is the main cause of the failure? No? Ano daw yung dahilan ng pag-fail niya? A, he made late request. He did trivial task first. He did not plan right away. His output was not yet edited. So, yun yung tanong. Ano yung cause ng failure? Now, let's read the story. Aldrin confidently accepted an assignment on a sales report to be submitted within a week. Wala pa dun yung sagot. Thinking that he had 7 days left, he did not plan immediately. Ando na siya. He did not plan immediately. And instead, finished some trivial task first. 2 days before the deadline, he crammed to gather data. His request for materials was late. And he had no time to edit his presentation. And secondly, he failed the task. So, alam mo na agad ang sagot that letter C, he did not plan right away. So, pag nababasa mo siya, what is the main cause of the failure? Kahit hindi mo nabasahin ng buo. Kasi nakuha mo na yung sagot. Kasi ang nangyayari kasi, babasahin nila yung tanong, babasahin nila yung passage, tapos tanong, then choices. Tapos pag hindi mo nakuha yung sagot, you're going to go back to the passage, right? Para makuha. So, ang sinisave natin dito is yung time. Okay? Time yung sinisave natin dito. Okay? Yung po yung mga clue na tips na pwede kong ibigay sa inyo. Let's next tip number 3, use the elimination technique. So, yung elimination technique, no? Kasi ang one question, you have only 25% natatama ka. Kasi apat na choices no? Ngayon, kung gamit tayo ng elimination process or elimination technique, you have to remove the answers that obviously wrong. Hindi na siya kasama. Kaya kahit nanguhula kayo, meron pa rin process of elimination. Meron pa rin technique. Dapat agre-remove pa rin kayo. So kung isang choice is doon, natanggal na natin. So lalaki yung percentage na you're going to get the right answer. You have 33.33%. Tapos magre-remove ka ulit ng isa. Pag nakapa-remove ka ng isa, you have now 50% of chance getting the right answer. So, dito naman, you have to choose the one that is most supported by the passage, no? Or the problem. So, again, do not rely on hula, no? Rely on understanding. So, pwede ka siguro manghula, no? Basta magpa-process of elimination ka para pag in case na manghula, ano ba, wala kita pang haba, nag-letter C ka na agad. Pag nag-process of elimination, kay letter C tanggal. So, mathematically, wrong ka na doon. Isang mistake ka na agad doon. So, let's try the process of elimination. This question, okay? This is question number 20. Let's read. Which literary form is written in an ordinary, non-metrical language and communicates facts or opinions about reality, totoong nangyayari? Okay, process of elimination. So, kung totoong nangyayari, tatanggalin na natin si fiction. Kasi fiction, it is fantasy, hindi totoo. So, A, B, and D na lang. So, nag-process of elimination tayo, tanggalin natin si fiction. Play. So, pag play, automatic, tanggal na rin yon. So, story and non-fiction na lang. Ngayon, story. Ano story natin? Non-metrical language. When we say non-metrical language, it refers to a language that does not follow fixed rhythm. Kumbaga, malaya. Malaya. Parang ganito, malaya. Hindi siya patula, walang tugma, walang sukat, walang karektan, walang talinghaga. So, regular beat. Parang ka nagkukwento, parang ng salaysay. So, automatically, our answer would be letter D, non-fiction. Letter D, non-fiction. Again, ulitin natin ang tanong. Which literary form is written in an ordinary? Ordinary lang siya. So, automatically, habang binabasa mo yung play kasi, di ba, stage play, nakikita nyo naman, may mga tugma yung iba doon, tanggal agad. Story noong unang panahon, no? Tanggal agad. So, fiction and non-fiction, tuloy natin, communicates facts or opinions about reality. It's definitely letter D, non-fiction. Tip number 4. So, you have to understand keywords, context clue, no? You have to pay attention words like what, why, no? How, where, comparing, contrasting. Example, 2 points agad itong 21-20 kung magigets nyo. Now, medyo mahaba yung 21-22. Kita nyo naman, mahaba, no? So, anong clue natin? We have to read first the questions. So, question 21 is what is the topic sentence of the paragraph? So, alam na natin yung tanong, no? Question 22, which of the following sentences provides additional information about the benefits of effective time management? So, provides additional information about the benefits of effective time management. So, yun. Now, basahin na natin ang passage. Effective time management is crucial for success in both personal and professional life. It allows individuals to prioritize tasks, set achievable goals, and allocate time. So, doon pa nakikita mo yung topic sentence. Now, what is our topic sentence? So, the correct answer is letter B. Effective time management is crucial. Pansinin nyo, hindi pa natatapos yung passage, alam mo na agad yung sagot. Kasi binasa mo muna. Ibig sabihin, nahanap mo na agad yung sagot habang binabasa while you're reading with the, along with the passage. So, number 22, nasabi na natin, na-encounter na natin yung question number 2, states that which of the following sentences provides additional information about the benefits of effective time management. So, Ang sagot dyan is, sige, signan natin. Mastering time management requires practice and dedication over time. People can feel overwhelmed when they have too many tasks to complete. Etong letter B, let's apply the elimination technique. Tanggalin na natin siya. 100% hindi yun ang tamang sagot. So, meron ka ng A. Letter C, by organizing their schedules, people can minimize stress and increase productivity. No? Letter D, effective time management allows individual to take breaks and enjoy leisure activity. So, you have 33%, 33.33%, natatama ka. The correct answer is letter C. Okay. Next. Now, even sa LS5, LS4, o kahit sa mga LS, lumalabas yung ganitong tanong. Yung pagkakasunod-sunod, chronological order. So, for items 24, here is the passage. Jose Rizal was born in Calambal. Wag muna yon. Ano una natin gagawin? We have to read the question first. So, tanong natin, based on this story, what is the chronological order of the events listed above? Yan. 1432, 2143, 3412, 4123. So, gagamit ulit tayo ng elimination technique or process of elimination. Let's read items 24. Jose Rizal was born in Calambal, Laguna on June 19, 1861. He learned the alphabet at the age of 3. He could read the Bible in Spanish when he was 5 years old. He wrote a poem addressed to the Filipino youth when he was 8 years old. He told them to love their country. Rizal became a great writer and doctor. So, facts lang yung binigay, no? He wrote a poem addressed to the Filipino youth. Okay, tingnan na natin ngayon. So, alin dyan yung nauna? Hanapin muna natin yung Jose Rizal was born in Calambal, Laguna. Wala doon sa 1, 2, 3, 4. Wala dito. On June 19, he learned the alphabet at the age of 3. Sa apat na yan, wala, number 3. So, automatically, number 3 yung mauuna. So, automatically, the correct answer is letter C. Nakuha ninyo? So, itong letter C na to, 3. Kasi, dito sa poem na to, nakalagay, he learned the alphabet at the age of 3. So, 1, 2, 3, he learned the alphabet at the age of 3. So, automatically, in items number 24, isa lang sa apat na choices ang nagsisimula sa 3. So, letter C. Ganun po sumagot. So, yung time, no, yung time na ma-maximize natin. Tip number 5, no, magbibigay ako sa susunod nating episode, no. Numbers na to, nakakatakot na pag meron ng mga numbers. So, huwag tayo matakot, no. Math in accreditation equivalency test, usually practical. So, pag-aralan nyo yung basic operation of course, addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, basic fraction, lumalabas din yan. A decimal, a percentage, word problem, and graphs and tables. Tip number 6, you have to manage your time. Kagaya ng sinasabi natin kayo sa Rizal, no? If the question is too difficult, very difficult, no? Do not waste all the time on it. You have to skip, no? Tapos balikan nyo na lang kapag meron pa kayong natitirang time. Kung manghuhula kayo, do the process of elimination para kahit papaano, lumalaki yung chance na tama kayo. Huwag lang hula ng hula. Tip number 7, of course, before the exam, you have to sleep well, no? February 28, dapat ready na kayo, no? Kasi March 1 na exam. Matulog na maaga, you have to sleep well, ano pa? Eat properly, magbaon ng something, putkutin. You have to relax your mind. Tapos wag din kayong yung March 1 bukas, tas ngayon, pukpukan kayo, dapat nagre-relax kayo. Nagre-relax na kayo. Kaya ngayon pa lang, mga susunod na araw, dapat pukpukan na kayo. Para pagdating nyo ng February, medyo last week, medyo nagre-relax yung utak natin. You have to stay calm. Kasi pag kalmado tayo, you think better. Mas maganda yung paano ka mag-isip. Of course, trust yourself, napapasa kayo kasi pinagandaan nyo to. And the most important thing, believe in yourself kasi walang maniniwala sa inyo. Gusto namin mga ALS teacher na makita yung mga pangalan ninyo sa passer kasi nationwide ito, no? Nationwide ito. This accreditation equivalence is not about intelligence. It's about determination. It's about focus. It's about courage, no? Nandito na kayo, malayo-layo na nararating ninyo. You deserve the pass. And of course, you can do it. You can do it. So, laging tandaan na mas mainam paghandaan ang kinabukasan habang nasa kasalukuyan. See you sa susunod na review. Bye!